I woke up mad this morning, right? I'm upset because some lies been told, right? A lot of lies been told, and I'm finding them out the hard way as I grow up in life. That's just how it goes. So what I want to do is, man, I want to give you a warning and let you know what lies been told. That way you can maybe make a decision based on education and not just jumping out there because all your friends are.
From cipher circles to boardroom moves, no script, just heart, the life improves. Changing narratives, breaking the grooves, and big homies lift the weight, what's there to lose? From cipher circles to boardroom moves.
See, what they ain't tell me when they signed me up for the game, they talking about, what you signed up for. What they didn't tell me was I was going to go through a life of misery. They didn't tell me that part. They didn't tell me that I was going to end up on drugs and all of my friends are going to end up on drugs too. They ain't tell me that. They ain't tell me by getting in that game and not playing by the rules that I was going to have children at a real early age, which forced me to be more responsible than any 15-year-old should ever have to be in life. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that all the people that I grew up with, from the sandbox, curveball, hide and go seek, hide and go get it, even the girls. They didn't tell me that these people was going to start dying when we was about 17, 18 years old. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that the ones that didn't die when we were 17 or 18 years old was going to end up in juveniles, group homes, and boys' schools, spending time and time away from their parents, from their families, and never being able to be kind of adapted into normal society because now you kind of institutionalized because this what was going on. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that every institution that they send you to when they get these things motioned in your life is in some sort of area where you are going to be a super minority and they're going to treat you like such. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that when you get into these penal systems and these juveniles and these group homes and boys' schools that it's predator and prey type of situations at every hand. They didn't tell me that. They didn't warn me and say that every time you look up, somebody close to you was going to be trying to steal from you, rob you, break into your house, take what you got, hating on you. They didn't tell me that was going to come from the people closest to me. They didn't warn me. So I'm feeling a little bit cheated. You know what else they didn't tell me? They didn't tell me that it was like the blood games out here in the world. They didn't tell me that I was going to have to live, kill, or die in order to just survive or get on out the way. They didn't warn you of that. They don't say that when you sign up for the game that they say that you knew what you was getting into. They didn't warn you. So then they didn't warn you that even if you make it through all the wars and everything that you go through in life just to survive in these type of situations, that you might end up in one of their penal institutions. They didn't warn me. They didn't tell me that the state joint was so segregated that Indianapolis hates Fort Wayne and Fort Wayne hates Gary and Gary and South Bend is together against Indianapolis and Evansville. They didn't warn me and say these things. They didn't tell me that when you get into the state joint, Orlando was going to hate Tampa. Tampa was going to hate Jacksonville. Jacksonville don't like Broward County. Some of the Pompano dudes don't like Miami dudes, but they definitely ain't rocking with the Orlando guys. They didn't tell me all these things in all these state institutions, and they definitely didn't tell me that when you get to the feds, they're gonna put you in there with all the biggest gangsters around the United States. You're gonna meet them because they classify y'all. So if you end up in the situation with somebody, they didn't warn me that everybody that's in the place that you're gonna send me to is a hitter. Everybody got a knife this big. You didn't warn me. You didn't warn me about the mental health implications that come, the trauma that comes with this type of lifestyle. You never warned me. You didn't tell me. So now as a 47-year-old man, adult male, I know the game now, and I've warned them. And I'm kind of let you know now, even as the female, not ones that play the game, but what they didn't tell you when you was young and 13 to 14 years old was, you're not going to die in the game or go to jail because you're not going to play it. You're just going to be the right-hand man to the guys that do. But when you reproduce with them same guys and you play this game, it won't be you that you die. It's going to be your son. So now the women that I went to school with, the brothers that I went to school with that might not have necessarily played the game, they children are growing up in this same cesspool and they losing them. They didn't warn us. So why are we still passively watching the game go on and not being absolutely against the game? Why am I still hearing people talking about rules of the game when ain't no rules never applied to the game? Never. All of it's an illusion. They always said no women and kids. They never told me that they was going to be killing women and kids the whole time. So they put rules on you so you don't beat them till they punch. That's what the game was. They never told me that if you ever don't take another dude case and you stand up and say what's right because you ain't going for nobody's stuff, you'll be labeled as the police. They didn't warn me that, right? But guess what? Nothing that I've said thus far, I signed up for. I didn't sign up to lose all my friends. I didn't sign up to be one of the last men standing from a generation of geniuses. All the men I grew up with, entrepreneur, hustler spirits, could have been anything, could have run any Fortune 500 company, but most of them dead, locked up, or on some sort of weird drug to where we don't even recognize them today. They didn't warn me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we at the Big Homies of America, where it stands for helping other members in every way succeed, we here to warn you what the game look like. And we're here to let you know that there is an exit strategy for everybody that's thinking that they stuck in that game. You're not. You just got to be woke up. Red pill, blue pill, which one you want? Because if you take this pill over here, what we telling you is there's a way out of that game. It's called getting yourself into normalized society, making sure your credit is on point, making sure you got a source of income that's going to take care of your basic needs, and then add you an extra source of income to take care of all the other stuff that you like to do. What we like to do with our extra income is invest. So that seed that we put in the ground that can't get me what I really want, it can grow into something else. That way it can get me what I really want, if that makes sense. That's what we do at Big Homies of America. And what we are doing is boycotting the graveyard and boycotting the penitentiary. You know how you do that? By creating yourself into a stable position in society and hunkering down and just riding into your lane and your wave and staying right there. That's what this is all about. So if you don't think that there's a way out of the game, if you're male, knock it off. Facts. Everybody used to push college down your throat. Now they starting to realize that trade school takes a fraction of the time. You have none of the debt that you would otherwise incur, and then you still can earn the same money and live next door to the dentist and the doctor and all the people who got these big things and big houses and big cars and big dreams. You can live right next door to them because you'll be in the same tax bracket without owing the government or whatever institution sold you the education as much money on the back end. That's what this trade thing is about. Also, we not just pushing trades, we pushing entrepreneurship. We opening up a new company or a new business every time somebody got a rock solid idea and a little bit of the funds to help it out. Man, we putting the business plan together for you, jumping in it with you, saying, hey bro, you ready? Go on ahead about your business. Do your thing. Here's what you need. Here's your EIN number. Here's what you need if you're gonna go into the nonprofit world. Here's capacity building. Here's grant writing. Here's whatever you need to be successful, because in Big Homies, it's all about helping other members in every way succeed. That's what homies stand for. Big. We do it big, and we not coming small. Like, we own stuff. We done bought into the land. We bought back our block. We already own a lot of our neighborhood. Like, this is what we trying to help become contagious to other people. And some people want to do certain things, but they don't know how. And that was me. See, I was locked up for 12 years. As I told you, they didn't warn me and say I was going to be plucked out of society for 12 and the echo of my time was going to still be ringing in my ears 10 years later. They didn't warn me. So I didn't know a lot of things that I needed to know once I got to different positions and different plateaus. But guess what? Being in the Big Homies, it helped me look left or look right, look up, look down, and get the help I need no matter what. Because in this organization, in this network of people, you got people from all walks of life. So maybe I haven't been where you've been, and you can show me how to get there because you own property, you own lots and land. You held on to it when it was cheap, and then you sold it when it was higher. You built on it. I didn't know, I heard about it, but I never seen nobody do it up close. Well, now I have, and so guess what? I've repeated those steps, and now you can repeat those steps. You just got to get started. See, I started my goals and dreams 9 years ago, and just now, 10 years later, it's starting to, I said, woo, look at this. It's happening. It's been happening the whole time, but I just didn't know because I didn't know what I was looking at because they didn't tell me about this game either. So let me tell you what else they didn't warn me about. They didn't warn me and tell me that if you did right and got your money together early, that you would be able to have a good, happy, wholesome, middle-class life where you own your property, have disposable income, can have a wife that you like, not one that gotta take care of you because you gotta stay there because you a felon or because you can't get your own place or because your bankroll funny and Shamika be getting good tax money or she do hair so she keep the cheat off of you. No. They didn't tell me that if you as a man go through the things that you need to go through, let that stuff be at the time when you don't have all the things you want, go ahead and let the struggle happen. The struggle will make you stronger. Instead of going out robbing, killing, stealing, destroying, selling poison to your community, go to school. Go get you a trade. Watch what happened in 18 months. 18 months, everything that you thought you could get out that game, you will have it. All of it. The stuff that people be thinking they get out the game, they never really get it. They never really own their house. When they get locked up, they go down there, they have no assets. So the bond is ridiculous. You have no stocks. You don't know nothing about ownership at all. But they didn't tell me that if you just go through this, Shane Shepherd, you could buy. I bought my first house 2 years out because of the knowledge. And then I flipped that, sold that, got this, bought 2 more, boot, got another one. Now I look up, I'm 5-6 to the game, and I'm to my ownership deeds, not, man, a lot of mortgages. I got 1 mortgage that's on the house I live in, but everything else is deeds because I listened and I paid attention. So I want to share that game with you. Wednesday, June the 4th, 8 o'clock, we're having a big homie info session. This is where you get this type of knowledge at. This ain't about your street gang. I wouldn't care if you was GD, Vice Lord, Crit, Blood, probation, not probation, convicted, not convicted, educated, not educated, black, not black, white, Hispanic. I don't care who you are. As long as spiritually and mentally you trying to go to the next level and the next stage and you want to join hands with like-minded individuals and say, you know what? Forget what Stanley Earl and them gonna think about me. Y'all not the cool kids no more. You drug dealers and dudes in the streets with the y'all not the cool kids. So y'all was that when we was young and didn't know no better. Now that we growing up, we the cool kids. We the property owners, the big homies, the ones I could speak of. There's more. Please don't act like I'm speaking like we got an exclusive lockdown on big hominess, because we don't. But over here, everybody over here doing good. Everybody got some property in their name, where everybody got a roof over their head if you ain't made it to the next level yet. And those that don't own their property yet, they already in trade school, already in credit repair, already getting their life together. So by the time we look up in them 18 months or 2 years catch up with each other, everybody got a different car. Everybody living a little bit better. Everybody got disposable income. Everybody going on little trips. It ain't just about the book. It's about really experiencing life in a different way. So, like I said, if you're tired of the game, if you're tired of the lies, if you're tired of losing your kids, if you're tired of watching your people lose their kids, and you want to focus on something else, let's focus on building. See, destruction is happening. And now that things have been destroyed, somebody gonna build up, and we are to be those people. So, we in the big homies now, the membership that we have now, that's the path we on. If you want to get on that path with us and you tired of looking, like you said, if you tired of your big homie always pushing the sack, always trying to give you some work, always trying to give you a pistol, always want to pick you up after the club and take you home and smash you and then drop you back off, always want to act like he ain't got it when it's time to help out with your bills, always want to act like he ain't got no more work when it's your time to re-up. If you tired of your big homie doing that, come to Big Homies of America, because over here what we gonna do is tell you slow down, let's look at what your finances look like. We're gonna introduce you to Charles Burney. He gonna get you together. Then we gonna say, ho, 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 it seems like you're going through a lot. Then we gonna introduce you to Daniel Perryman for our Wednesday night, 8 p.m. National Mental Health Check-In, where black men get on there and really can express how they feeling in a safe space. Or Tuesday night, you might jump on there with me and I might give you a whole lot of truth and change type of activities, because what I deal with is the mind, the perception, how you see things. See, things are what they are, but it just depends on how you see it. Because some people see the stock market the way that it's going right now is horrible. Oh my God, the country is going backwards. Some people sitting back like this because that's what they've been waiting on. Because when it's down, you can get in and grab it back up and you can get rich. So it just depends on how you look at it. Some people look at the dope game like, man, this is a way out. I can get out of the ghetto. But what you're really trying to do is be the king of the ghetto. So what you want to do is you want to be the devil, because who else want to be the king in hell but the devil? Because that's what the ghettos have turned to. So if you're tired of all that, you want to do something different and take some commitment, you're going to have to sit down on some Zooms. Tuesday night at 8 p.m., Wednesday night at 8 p.m., Thursday night at 8 p.m. But guess what? That's why we stay out your way, because in the daytime, we got jobs for you, big dog. Yeah, if you're trying to go to work tomorrow, we got a job for you. And we ain't talking about nothing that ain't gonna put no coin in your pocket. See, we gonna make sure that you getting what you need in the daytime, so you can go home and tell Shamika, hey, I don't need you to hold it down like you've been holding it down, because I done figured out how to re-enfranchise myself. Did you catch it? See, even as a felon, you can go back and re-enfranchise yourself, because every time you start a new business and get an EIN, it's like a whole new social security number with a whole bank account that they can't judge and say it's a felon, because your LLC can't be a felon. Just like you can't, but that's a whole different story. At the end of the day, I love y'all. Listen, man, Tap in. Stop faking. Don't let this summer be the one that you sit like, maybe this gonna be my summer that I get on my feet. I'm about to really finally sell this pack. These pills about to go, boy. I got the plug on the smoke. I got the coke. I got the opioids. Or baby girl finally done got your set together. You finally got your body done. And you like, oh, I'm about to go in sunset and turn it up. Or I'm in pure passion east this year, girl. This my summer. Let me tell you this. There's been thousands just like you. Most of them was better than you at whatever you trying to do. None of them would do it again if you asked them to. I done been in there with the men that I promise you, them people got life sentences, never going home. And if they not life, it's football numbers. You dig what I'm saying? Like, what type of, how much you just give me? 56, 32, 4 is big numbers. And you couldn't pay them men or them women in them women's prisons, I'm sure, to say I would want that same experience. That's like a very, 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 very few minority. And there are some, because I grew up with some demons that just on demon time, and that's what they gonna do, and that's who they gonna be. But I promise you, they either die or they get caught up in that cage. One of the two. I used to be in the situation where I had to defend myself against demons, and even me ended up in the cage. And I never been a demon, never been on demon time, never thought God wasn't in my life at all, never felt alone without him till I was grown. But when I was young, doing all the foolishness, his presence was always there. I was fighting against demons.
Big homies help the youth strive, guiding young minds, teaching them to survive. Big homies of America, we changing lives, building futures, watch them rise.